What's up, guys? They just released the video with gameplay footage today. It's not that long. It's just under a minute long. I'm gonna watch it. I did see it already, but I want to see if I want to sort of go through it and step by step let you know what my thoughts are. Before you watch this, I would suggest that you see the video footage yourself and then come back so that you kind of can catch what I'm talking about. Um, there wasn't like a ton of things to talk about, but there was some good things that are evident from the video. First of all, it's 54 seconds long, so I'm gonna watch it. The first thing they let you know is the video is taken from early development build. Final product is subject to change. So it's early development build. That means that everything isn't going to be perfect. You might notice a few things and that they're going to polish later on. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm watching it in 1080p. Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys I'm a little more excited after watching this. Um, I wasn't expecting a lot. I know what this is all about. It's all about what we did to polish the game and improve the gameplay mechanics. And I can tell you that the game definitely looks better. There's no denying it. And the sound really has me excited. It really does sound better than anything I've heard from any console NASCAR game ever. Obviously, it's one of those videos where it's chopped up and you're getting only a couple seconds and you can't really focus too long on any particular thing because they're just showing you a bunch of things. I'm not a fan of choppy videos like that, but I get it. This is how they, you know, this is how they do teasers and trailers and things like that. But the game looks better and I'm impressed with the sound. And it's something that I've been wanting for so long. I've been complaining about this every year, and they really did seem to take that to heart. They did say that they've focused on listening to people, what their complaints were and stuff. And right, the game looks good. I'm impressed, to be honest, with what the way the game looks and it sounds. But it's not that's not the only thing. I noticed that in every shot, it's like at a different track, but every scene, the cars are spread out. They're running different lines. Some guys are high, some are in the middle, some are at the bottom. I didn't see one area where the cars were all clumped up, like you see in NASCAR Heat 3 a lot of times. Even when the cars do spread out, there's still clumps, like 5 to 10 cars deep sometimes, and they just like stay like glued together. And also, they tend to just run the bottom, and every shot you see cars spread out all over the track, running different lines. And I'm really hoping that they chose to edit this video footage this way to sort of let people know, look, this is how the AI is going to race, this is how the game's going to look, this is how it's going to sound. So far they're checking off all the things that they told us they worked on. So even though, you know, I want to make something clear. My criticism of 704 is just really on the fact that they're marketing this game as a fully as a fully fleshed out new game. It's not. It's really, they took last year's game and they went in and they just gave it a tune up, so to speak, and it shows. I mean, we still have to see more footage. The physics, I didn't see any wonky physics. I didn't see at any point throughout the video where you pick up something that doesn't look right. So until you actually play the game, physics are something that is really hard to judge off of a gameplay video. It's one of those things you gotta just feel it, whether you're using a controller or a wheel, and the input that you put in to the controls and how it plays out. Physics is not just something you could easily pick up. Now, yeah, you could see some things as you're watching the video, but what I'm saying is you got to take it with a grain of salt. But I didn't see any of those crazy physics that you see sometimes in these videos where something happens and you're like, man, that does not look right. But I am really impressed with the sound. That might be the thing I'm most excited about. That and watching the AI spread out. Um, you guys got to check out the video and pay attention. Pay attention to the sound and the AI and notice how they spread out. And that's the way they're supposed to be. That's more realistic. The physics look promising. From what little you can kind of grasp. And the game looks better. It's really polished visually. Um, is it something that's gonna be like steamrolling over, let's say Forza or what, some of the top end stuff? Probably not. But they really did close the gap. I'm really impressed with it. So their decision to actually just focus on these existing parts of the game was a smart move on their part. That wasn't something I was criticizing them for. It's just that we want to see more in order, to really elevate the series. You gotta address the lack of presentation and all these other things. I'm not gonna get into that again. I've talked about that enough. But I do want to focus today on the positives, and I will say the game looks and sounds much better. And if the physics really are improved and this AI looks, it looks promising. If it really, if the game works this way, the mechanics really are as improved as it seems, I I gotta say it's definitely gonna feel like a much better game, even though it's not gonna be night and day different from NASCAR Heat 3 in terms of the gameplay mechanics and the visuals and the sound. Yeah, it doesn't look like last year's game and it does not sound like it. And I promise you guys, the sound, once you play the game, you're going to realize, holy shit, it just feels better because this is the first time I'm impressed with the sound of a NASCAR game. Again, I want to hear more extended clips. Uh, and it is an early build. So there's a chance that everything in this video is just going to be a little better later on down the line. But I am looking forward to what else 704 has to show us, and hopefully they can start talking about things that we are questioning, like what is this? What do you mean the career mode is it's better? You know, in what ways? I'm not expecting anything major. It's probably just the smaller details, but even then, I want to know. Oh, and the other thing that's obvious is the track map. And I gotta say, it brought back some really good memories of the old school, games from EA. And I like the way that the interface is all laid out. You got the tack on the bottom right, the track map on the bottom left. Uh, the game looks good. I mean, I was, I'm a little surprised that it doesn't look as much like NASCAR Heat 3 as I was expecting. So it's good that they showed this. I am excited. This is like more of a teaser because now, like, or I should say an appetizer. I want more now. Now I gotta see. I really am looking forward to what else they have to show us. I don't know what else to say about the video. Like I said, it's 54 seconds long, but you should check it out. And the highest settings on YouTube is that I saw on the video is 1080p. I would love to see it in like a 4K video, but you know, it is what it is. This is pretty much what the game's gonna look like. Uh, I'm impressed. I gotta be honest, and it gives me some hope that this game isn't gonna feel like they just cut and paste NASCAR E3 and resold it to you. And yes, in many ways, it is that. I don't want to get carried away, but the fact is, the decision they made to just focus on this stuff, it was the best decision considering apparently they just don't have enough people to work on this game. And this is if this is all they can get done, this is better than for them, let's say that, and I've said this before, don't add another series. This game doesn't need another series. Work on the important things, and these are the important things. So it's a smart decision on their part, and I'm glad they did focus on this. But I am excuse me. I am I'm expecting more from these guys down the line. There's another thing I'm going to bring up, and this is really important. Those of you who've been watching my videos for some time, you might remember that might have been a year or two ago. I did more than one video actually about the game engine. And I I haven't really seen anyone else do say this, but I was really the only one defending this Unity engine. Everyone was complaining about how the reason that these games are what the way they are is it's all because of they chose the wrong game engine. And from the beginning, I've told you guys the the game engine is just a tool. It's how the developers use the tool, what they focus on, and how much time and effort they put into certain things. When you look at this gameplay footage, listen to the sound, look at how much better the game does look, and judging by how all the other gameplay mechanics do look like they put a lot of work into it and it looks noticeable. Again, let's not get carried away. There's a lot more we need to see. But this proves that blaming the game engine it was just wrong. And I told you guys, there's nothing wrong with the Unity engine. In fact, they've upgraded that engine. You can do almost anything on that game engine that you can do on just about any other game engine. It's how much time they put into certain things. This year, guess what? All they did was focus on the gameplay mechanics and the graphics and the sound, and it's paying off. At least that's what it seems like. It's using the same game engine. Yeah, the engine's been updated, but they went back and put more time into the development of these areas. So it wasn't the game engine that was holding the game back. It's just that there's only so much time. It's like you give somebody a certain amount of time to do something. Let's say an artist, you give them a canvas and a bunch of paint, and you say, paint me something nice. Oh, but by the way, you got 60 minutes to do it. So now, doesn't mean he's a bad artist, but if he only had 60 minutes, How much can he actually do with 60 minutes? So he painted something and it's like, it looks kind of, I thought you were a great artist. But then you go back and you say, you know what? Here's the painting. Take your time with it. Take another hour with it. And then he comes back, and what he was able to do with that additional hour, he took a painting that was not impressive, but you look at it now and you're like, whoa, this thing is shaped up to be something much better looking than I was expecting. And the artist is going to tell you, yeah, it's you got to give me more time. There was nothing wrong with the paintbrush. There was nothing wrong with the paint or the canvas. That's what a game engine is. It's a tool. And the more time you give developers to use those tools, the better of a product they're going to be able to develop. So up to this point, they've been trying to add things and do things, and they've made the games better. But yeah, you always fell back, and it's like, why this? The sound is still not good. The graphics, nobody was really impressed, and all this other stuff. All these other gameplay mechanics were still an issue, and right away people are blaming the game engine. I hope people finally get off this game engine thing. The Unity engine is a very capable engine, and I do think that sticking with this for the long haul, and the more these guys work on it, I mean, watching this gives me renewed hope. These people, they are capable, but as I've said before, they might need help. And the fact that they want to release these games every year, it's a yearly title. That's a lot to put on developers if they don't have enough resources or enough people. So I'm throwing a number out there. What if it's just 5 or 6 guys that actually are the guys doing the construction of this game? That's not a lot of guys. And they were able to go back with the same engine and just, all right, they were told, let's fix all this, let's work on that, add a track map, do whatever. But I was impressed with what I saw. So I'm interested to know what you guys think. I mean, were you as impressed? The game sounds good, man. I mean, I have a hard time believing anyone can watch this video and see it and not say, you know what, I can see the improvements. Literally, you really you can pick it up, and this did give me a little more excitement for this game. So now I'm just interested to see more footage. I want to hear more of this improved audio because, man, I gotta say, they did a good job with this. So I'm excited again. I'm still, doesn't change the concerns I had with everything else that I talked about. And yeah, even with all this, is it worth the price of a new game? And I'm sorry to say that I'm not sure, man. If they had packaged this as DLC and charged 25, maybe 30, I would say, okay, that's a home run because they went in, they fixed all the important stuff, and the game looks and sounds better, and it's going to race better. You're going to have more fun. And they know that they didn't really add any major any new additions. 30 $30 DLC, that would have, to me, changed the whole ball game. But that's the problem. As a company, they can't survive doing that, so they're forced to push these yearly titles out and ask you for full price, and they're going to try to give you what they can. And the good thing is, what I do see is a developer that does care. Okay, I never said they didn't care. It's just I don't always agree with things, the way they go about things, but they are capable. They are a capable developer, and if they can make the investment and hire some help, they can just get a lot more done from year to year. But enough of that for now. This is a good moment. I really enjoyed this video, and I'm really looking forward to what else they have. I want to know what you guys think of the video. What did you catch anything I missed? I've seen the video about 4 or 5 times now, and I'm gonna watch it again, and maybe even in slow mo to see if I catch anything. But really, I think I caught what the main theme of this video, and it shows all the improvements. Not well, maybe not all, but the things that are important to me, man, the sound and the AI spreading out, it looks good. And literally, the game looks good. The graphics are definitely improved. So that's it. That's all I got for now until they reveal some new information. I'll see you guys around. So let me see. Hold on. All right. I look forward to your comments later.